Hello everyone and welcome to ESC Fan TV. I'm Elliot and as you can see I'm with someone a little bit different than who I usually have here. I have Michael Rice who represented the UK in Tel Aviv. Hello Michael! How are
I'm
you?
so excited for the interview.
Oh sorry God, how are you first and foremost?
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm really excited. The new single's out and good reviews and feedback. So I'm a happy boy. I'm a happy person.
So yeah, let's just jump straight into that. So obviously you've just released your single Somebody on
Yes.
Friday. A year ago you weren't really known outside the UK and even then all because of All Togetherness. How has this last year from last November to now been for you, if you
Yeah.
can remember it at all?
Yeah. Well, it's been like absolutely crazy from the start to the finish. Really. This year has just been. It's one all together now. Like this time, like last year, I was with last year with not last year, the year before. I was working at McDonald's. I was making Big Macs, and then obviously I went on to win all together now, and then landed an opportunity to do Eurovision, which I never thought I'd ever get the chance to do. So doing the whole Eurovision thing has just opened so many doors for me, and I'm just so thankful for the whole experience.
So, what I would ask you is obviously you decide it's kept very
Yeah.
hush hush from the public until the final six are announced. So, when did you find out you're one of the six? Did you audition? Were you approached? How were you involved with it?
Yeah, so I think winning altogether now had a lot to do with it, with it being like a BBC show. So they asked me to come and audition, um, like Holly Tandy and all the rest of them, Kerry Ann, and like I remember going at the audition and being like so nervous because it just brought me back to doing all together now and then the X Factor, and it was just in like this little room, and you went in and there was about maybe 6 or 7 producers and executives, and then I had to sing Freaks and Bigger Than Us, and I was literally so nervous. I had 15 minutes to get to the audition, which I was late for. I remember going in the room like I was saying, "Oh, I'm really, really sorry, I'm late. Like I'm really sorry." And they're like, "Oh, it's fine. Take your time." And anyway, I sang "Bigger Than Us" for the first time, and they really liked it. And I didn't, they weren't really giving much away. So I went away. I went back home, and I just said, "I don't think I've got it." And then I heard back the auditions were initially in November. I think it was like November, December time last year. And then we didn't find out till about January time. So that's when it all started, really. The month leading up to the other side, which was in February. And there was a lot of rehearsals and everything had to be secret. So, yeah, it's been a really good time.
Well, brilliant. At least you know, like it sounds like it's been a manic but fun time for you, at least. So
Yeah.
you do, say you're quite the Eurovision fan, and let's be honest, quite a lot of Eurovision acts say they are, and sometimes they get pulled up
Yeah.
on it. So I want to test you on this a little bit. So, what
Right,
made you a
okay.
Eurovision fan? What is the song that made you go, that is it?
Yeah, so I remember like where like a few years ago when I was about when I was about I don't know about 11 or 12 or something. I remember my mum showed me a video of Waterloo by ABBA, and that's when it really started. I didn't really realise they were in Eurovision. I just was listening to the song and stuff like that, and then it was when I'm trying to think. I remember Salvador's year in Portugal, and I think that's when it all really started, really. And I was like, this is bigger than what I ever thought it was. And I don't think that hit me until I was actually doing the auditions for You Decide. That just how big the whole Eurovision community and family is. And then nothing can prepare you for being on that stage in the final because that is just crazy, like so crazy.
So obviously you had to go through. You decide you've won it, but also you
Yeah,
did go up against Miss Holly Tandy, who we all loved,
yeah,
myself included. Obviously, she's from the
yeah,
X Factor.
yeah,
It really did seem like online you two had a really solid and, for lack of a better word, sweet bond. Is that still there? Do you still
yeah,
talk? Obviously she's just released a song as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, yeah. We talk like all the time, really. So, we've been invited to a few awards nights together. I still talk to her like over Messenger and text message. She was definitely one of the good friends that I made this year out of Eurovision, as well as Sarah from Ireland. Yeah, it's just nice to see like the friendships that you make along the way, on this whole journey through singing. But yeah, I definitely keep in touch with her. And her new single's brilliant. It's class.
Yeah. Um, Are you going to do a song with Holly? Because I know when your song came out, when you were against each other, a lot of people wanted to see you two duet as a duet even after you
Yeah,
won. So is that something you would consider doing?
yeah, I'd love to. Holly's voice is just absolutely phenomenal. So I'd love to do a duet with her. And I do remember seeing all the tweets on Twitter and Instagram saying, "Can we put them together? Can we make a big duet bigger than us?" And I think that would have been epic. Like Holly's voice is so good. But hopefully in the future we can get together, get in the studio, and write a really good song.
Brilliant. So obviously you won in February. You have then got 3.5 months of what I can only imagine is something very intense because obviously you've got production, your voice, the touring, everything. Having gone through it, and obviously as fans we haven't. What is that like?
Yeah.
And obviously being at the age of 21, how did that affect you having to take on such a responsibility and something so life changing?
Yeah, so I remember doing like when you do the Uda side show, that's like one thing. So they don't really tell you about the touring and traveling to all the parties until they actually know who's going to represent the country. So I totally wasn't prepared for all the traveling and everything, but it was so exciting. Getting to travel to like Madrid and Moscow and like Amsterdam to perform. It was just like incredible. And what was I going to say? Yeah, like you see these videos of like all the fan pages and stuff put in there like for actions and opinions and what they think, but like I don't think they realize how hard it is to get on that stage and perform and listen to all the criticism, because I remember waking up in Tel Aviv and a few of these other places I traveled to and seeing like the first thing I'd see on as soon as I opened Twitter would be like, oh, Michael this, Michael that. um Michael needs to lose weight. He can't hold he can't hold his breath while he's singing a note. Like it just really got on top of me at one point. And I remember just like crying and just being like, I just don't know what to do. How am I gonna make everyone happy? And like just and then it just come to me. I just thought, you know what, like I'm here to do the best job I can do for myself and for the country and for all you fans out there. And that's all you could do. Just go on the stage and give it your best. But yeah, I don't think they realise how much pressure is on um, for an artist at Eurovision. But honestly, like it's just so much fun. Like you have your down days, but then you've got like the days where it's just so fun, and the days are so busy and packed, full of like meet and greets and talking to the press, and it just takes your mind off everything really.
Okay, so yeah, I just want to say that because obviously you did speak up on the orange carpet against one or two sites who you'd seen some negativity towards, and we fully understand and respect you for doing that. But as someone, as myself, who's on this platform, as a fan blogger and does give out their opinion, what
Yeah,
would you like to say, given this moment right now, what would you like to say to anyone and everyone who is in that bubble, who is part of this world? Like journalism
yeah,
and reaction, what would you like to say to them all right now?
yeah. Like I totally understand. Like that is their job. They have to say what they think and their honest opinions. But from an artist perspective, like when you're waking up every day to see all these comments and these videos on YouTube and people's reactions, I think what the hardest thing was is when we got to Tel Aviv and we're doing the rehearsals. We literally had one rehearsal, like so before Tel Aviv, before we got there, we had like a week of rehearsals without no like nothing, just me and the backing singers in a room, just practicing vocals. So when we got to Tel Aviv on the second day we got there, it was straight into rehearsals. And obviously the press can see the rehearsals all the way through. So there was mistakes that were happening on the stage, like things that we couldn't have like had control of. Do you know what I mean? And then soon as the videos were going online of the press, they were like, "This went wrong, this went wrong," and then it was just like you couldn't speak to, like you can't say anything to them beforehand, like because you just never know what's going to go wrong with the rehearsals. So I think that was a little bit hard. To have to deal with because you're trying your absolute best and like the smoke jets might not be going off at the same time, like I might not be in the looking at the camera at the right time, and they really do pick up on everything. So I'd just say like just be a bit more positive because you just don't know what effect you're going to have on the artist really.
And also, the one thing about Tel Aviv is you also had to do a postcard. So you flew out there a few weeks beforehand. You were in the gardens and Haifa, and it looked
Yeah.
very beautiful. So how was that for you to be in that scape, being in, putting it all together? Like, what was that like for
Yeah,
you?
it was absolutely incredible. Like that was one of the best memories that I have of the whole Eurovision, like going to Haifa and just being in that like beautiful place. It was just absolutely gorgeous. And then we had like, I think it was about 20 or 30 dancers. We had like little light showers every now and again, so we had to stop filming and stuff like that. And where we filmed, it was on like a road, so it was like a main road at the bottom of the gate. I don't know if you noticed, but at the beginning of the postcard, like I walked through these gates.
Yep.
Because of the shots, there was like cars, so they had to stop all the traffic at the roundabout so I could film the shot. And I couldn't, do you know when you have to like press the button that flies on the screen? I kept on missing the spot. So I kept on like stopping all the traffic, and I was like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I didn't see it until I came home from Tel Aviv, because obviously it just gets played on the night of the final. So that was the first time I'd seen it. I just thought it looked really, really good.
Yeah, working with CGI is hard. Like,
Yeah.
And also, like I said, you've been very busy since you've done Somebody, you've done Winter Pride, but the one thing I want to talk to you about, which went up on Twitter, your Radio 1 weekend with Sarah, it looked like you'd had a lot of fun that weekend.
Honestly, we literally just got back from Tel Aviv, and I was like, Scott Mills gave me some tickets to come and watch the Radio 1, because it was just round the corner in the next town. And Sarah happened to be in Newcastle at the same time, so I was like, come on, I'll pick you up, we'll go and watch the big weekend. But we had a brilliant weekend, just watching live music, and the sun was out at one point. But yeah, it was really lovely, and Sarah was like one of my best friends. And I travelled over to Dublin not so long ago, a couple of weeks ago actually. And we had like a night out, and I got to meet a daughter, and it was just so cute. It was really good.
Brilliant. So now let's move on to, you know, what you've recently done. Friday, Somebody drops. Straight off the bat, very impressive song. Shows off your range as usual. Not that was ever in doubt.
Thank you.
What I want to ask though is that obviously it's a very personal song and it's a very literal song when you read the lyrics. How did you come up with this song, and why did you choose to lead with it with your first single since Bigger Than Us?
Yeah, so I remember being in Sweden about 3 weeks ago. It was just the week before my birthday. And I sat down, and what happens with the songwriting process is you sit there with the writers and the producers, and they say, what would you like to write about today? And I just said, because of all the songs I've been working on in the past months, I wanted everything to be relatable and link into each other, so it wasn't just like random songs like a big dance number and then so on. So I wanted everything to really be relatable to the listener and to the fans, really. So I went in the room and I just said, this is what I want to write about today. And it was just the song's about missing someone from your life that like you've never really had a chance to bond with. It's about my dad, really. But it's like just wishing that you had him here, really. And I lost my dad 2 years ago. So it's just about having somebody to love you and hold you when you need to, and to feel what you're going through. And yeah, like I really miss him. So that was a song about my dad. But yeah, and I just thought that was the perfect song because so many people have been through the same situation. And I just love this record. I thought it was brilliant, and I love how it builds and builds and builds. And yeah, I just absolutely fell in love with it.
And what would you say your favourite lyric from the song is if you had to pick one out?
I don't know.
I'm evil, I know.
I think that my favourite lyric is, I've always waited for somebody like you. I think that bit, like, I just wanted somebody to hold me, and I've always waited for someone like you. I think that's like just such it sums up the song very well.
Yeah.
So.
Obviously, the main threadbare of the reactions has been, why was this not in Tel Aviv? So I just need to ask, if you did take that to Tel Aviv and you had control of the staging, what would you do with it? Like, what would you think you would have to do to bring that song to life in a live arena?
Yeah, definitely. So I wish I could have sent this song to Tel Aviv. I wish I could have submitted one of my own songs and still been able to perform it. But Bigger Than Us was such a brilliant song, I thought, written by John Lundvik, and I thought it was brilliant. So the idea of the lyric video, sorry, I'm just going to say this first. So the idea of the lyric video is like the red and the smoke. So I definitely bring the red and the smoke to the stage. I think the song doesn't need too much things going on because it's a big song anyway. And like Duncan Lawrence, he just sat there on the piano and the song and the stage done it for him. So I definitely say like red lights, like smoke. I definitely say like some fire in there, because it's a big song. But yeah, I think it'd be something like that, red and smoky and very dramatic, and yeah.
Brilliant. And obviously, you have been very busy writing music, so I guess you can assume there is more coming. When do you, if there are any plans for an EP or an album, when are you hoping to have that out by for the public?
Yeah, so I've been working on the EP since I came home from Tel Aviv. So we're hopefully going to so I think it's going to be either two or three singles, and then the EP should be dropping at the end of January, February time, hopefully. And then the album will shortly follow up, probably like June, July, maybe for the summer. With a few dance songs on there. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be such a good thing to have, finally, the fans to have the music and to share my story with them.
Brilliant. And obviously, as you know, the UK aren't doing You Decide next year. They are picking someone through this BMG record company. We don't really know what's going on with it. As someone who has been through it, what would you like the BBC to do in regards to the song, the artist, just everything, as someone who's been through it themselves?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think it's brilliant that they've got a record label on board, because the record label will be able to promote the song further than what You Decide could have, because record labels can do all sorts. I think it's definitely important for the artist to be involved in the song and the songwriting process, so that they can really feel the song and it's something that they've made. Yeah, I think it's going to be brilliant. I think the record labels know what's cool, what's current, and what kind of style will be, because the UK has got like a kind of sound where like our sound might be totally different to a sound that's in like France, or it could be like, do you know what I mean? Like every country's got their own sound, so I think the record label will be really good to get that overall universal sound. But yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think they're going to get the right artist, definitely going to have a good song, and be able to promote everywhere. And I think that gives the artists a platform for after Eurovision to be able to make something of themselves with a name like that. And I think that's why some artists are like scared to enter Eurovision, because they don't know if it's going to make them or break them. But yeah, Eurovision's opened a lot of doors for me, and I definitely recommend it to any singer-songwriter out there, because I'm absolutely living my dream now. Exactly what I said in Tel Aviv. Like, yeah. I'm living my dream. I'm working with so many good people, and I'm just so lucky and so grateful for this whole experience, really.
Brilliant. And what if you were ever to sit down with the future artist, what would you say to them before they flew out there? Like, what would your words of encouragement be, or just advice?
Yeah, I'd definitely tell them to switch the phones off on a night. Because like, you have a habit of just scrolling through. Like, I remember some nights just like being there till 4 o'clock in the morning, just scrolling, looking at the comments. Like, I definitely say don't do that, because it kind of like plays on your mind a bit, and it can knock your confidence. And so I definitely say that. I'd just say go out there, give it your all, because that's all you can do. You've got your song, you'll have your song ready, and that's all you can do. You can't change the song. And just work hard and just give it your all, really. Just believe in yourself.
Brilliant. And also, I just want to touch on, because obviously something that's been spoke about, not massively, but especially in the smaller corners, is about the mental health and aftercare of Eurovision artists. So again, how do you go from not being recognised to being recognised by millions, to then coming back into, your normal life here in the UK? Like, was it difficult? Is it a bit of a shock to the system? Because again, this is something we don't expect ever know, and probably never experience. So how did you deal with that?
Yeah, well, the BBC were absolutely brilliant. Like, they kept in touch with me after the show. we really created a strong bond. It was like a little family, and we had like a WhatsApp group, and they really were there with me 100% through the whole thing. And even when I came home from Tel Aviv, they were messaging and ringing and seeing how I was and checking up on me. And I think it does get really crazy once you come home, because I remember coming home from the airport and like there was like paparazzi there waiting to take photos of me coming out the terminal, and I was like, whoa, I was like in my joggies, like coming off this flight from Israel. And then I came home and there was just like camera crews, press, like people in the streets waiting for me to come home with banners. And it was just like, it was really lovely to see the community come together. It was really nice to see the support back home, because I didn't see any of that while I was there, because I was in rehearsals, I was doing interviews, so I just didn't see what was happening back home. So it was just really nice to see the whole support. But yeah, coming back to normal life, it's been like coming from something as big as Eurovision to coming back down, it just makes you want to work even harder for your dream, really, and just keep going, because that's all you can do. This is something that you want to do. You've just got to keep trying and keep going for it. And I definitely think I'm with the right people now, the right management, the right team, and we're getting the right music, and I've got the best fans. So yeah, who knows what the future might hold for me, but I'm really excited, and I'm just going to give it my all, really.
I was going to say, what would you like to see?
So we've what right now? I think we're planning tour dates right now. To take the songs, my EP that'll be coming out, to perform them for everyone. I think the best thing to do is start small and then build big. I think if you go too full in straight away, then you never know what the outcome's going to be. So I think if you just start small and gradually build and build and build, I think that's the best way to do it. But definitely the tour dates will be coming very, very soon. A few other TV show interviews and like performances on TV are coming up. And yeah, just working on more songs and working with producers and songwriters. I think there's no better feeling than when you finish writing a song and then you hear it back and you're like, whoa, like this is what we've done today. Because when you go to sleep on a night, you don't expect you don't know what song you're going to write the next day. You don't know how it's going to sound, if it's going to be good or bad. But I think that's the most exciting part, being in the studio. So definitely getting back in the studio and get some more songs out for everyone.
I definitely not be in a studio. I cannot sing to save my life. But whatever works for you. I dance for a reason.
I can teach you.
Why not? And finally, obviously this whole year has been incredible for you. All together now, Eurovision. What has been your highlight of this entire Eurovision thing? Because like you said, this time last year, you didn't know what was going to happen. You've now got this fantastic fan base. You know, what's been your highlight of it, if you can pick one?
Honestly, I just think this year has been just so big. Like, I don't even think the whole Eurovision thing has actually sunk in, that I've just done the actual Eurovision. It's just been crazy. I think definitely making the friendships from Eurovision, like Rocco. We still speak to Rocco from Croatia, and Sarah and Holly. I think we made some really good friendships. And also just being on that stage at the final in front of all them people and all the people watching at home, like it's crazy how that whole Eurovision thing happens for months and months and months to a big build up, and then it all comes down to like 3 minutes, like to sing a 3-minute song. So I'd definitely say the final was a definitely big highlight, the Eurovision final. And then winning all together now. Sorry, there's too many things.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, but sometimes I just have to, like, when I have like my down days, I just have to sit and think. I have to just sit and think, like where I started, like busking and working at McDonald's, and then when I was 16, working in a fish shop, and then representing the entire country. It's just an absolute honour. So I'd definitely do it again, all over again. It was great.
Brilliant. That's fantastic to hear. Who knows, we could see you one day, but I think that's everything now. So thank you very much, Michael, for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And that is Michael Wright, everyone. Make sure you listen to his new single, Somebody, on Spotify, iTunes. I'm guessing it's everywhere, streaming-wise?
Everywhere.
Brilliant. There you go. Heard it from me first. Anyway, thank you very much, Michael. Thank you for your time. And thank you once again.